Fox 12's Camila Ortiz is here now with a look at your first alert weather. We were talking yesterday about how just California and Florida seem to be the only places that have been spared all this crazy weather that
I know. Yeah, we just are getting hammered by just the significant weather events. And yeah, we called that first alert weather a day this morning for the coast and the valleys. Very stormy out there. What a mess with all the trees coming down, some flooding that we're seeing. So wind and rain caused a lot of problems. Those things should be winding down tonight. So I imagine here in the next couple of hours, we'll be able to clear our first alert weather day. But in the meantime, just be aware of that standing water. This includes the metro area, of course, the coast. Seeing lots of debris on roadways, so many videos on Twitter, flooding, and of course the power outages out there. Here's what it looks like currently in Vancouver. Our Maryhill tasting room and bistro camera looks quite a bit calmer out there now. I showed you that radar earlier. It looks like the heaviest of the rainfall is kind of past us at this point. Let's take a look at the current wind gusts. Those seem to be calming down quite a bit as well, especially out along the coast. I was seeing gusts in the 50s and 60s out here earlier today. Now I'm just seeing gusts in the mid-30s around Astoria, Newport, seeing gusts in the mid-20s. For us here in the interior valleys, not too shabby. We're still seeing those strong gusts from time to time. It's still breezy out there, but this system is now working its way east. So we're seeing the strongest gusts now in the central and eastern gorge. You can see around Hermiston and Pendleton gusts in the 50s. So this is going to continue to push east. I think we're kind of past the worst of it at this point. That's what our wind gust forecast model is showing us here. So this is 10 o'clock. By then, the strongest winds should be east of the Cascades. Here's what it looks like outside in Newport right now. Certainly was a very wet day. It's also looking quite a bit calmer here in Yaquina Bay, but my goodness, some really big breakers out there with this stormy weather. You can see how the wave heights just kind of spiked up in the afternoon, so 30-plus foot waves. This is information from a buoy that we have 80 miles west of Tillamook. So very stormy waters out there. We do have some river flood warnings still in effect here. We're seeing some minor flooding for the Grays River in Washington, the Nehalem and Wilson rivers as well. Those rivers still rising as we continue to see some rain. We're seeing some localized flooding as well, farmland and some road closures. And for the inland rivers, Cowlitz River is near flood stage and Tualatin River seeing some minor flooding, but the other two looking okay again. Still seeing quite a bit of standing water out there in some roadways, low-lying areas, so be careful out there. Still wet and windy this evening, but winds and rain will be calming down later tonight. Temperatures will be very mild in the 40s. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. We get through today and the rest of the forecast looks a lot more mild as we head into the new year here. Temperatures will remain pretty warm for this time of year, upper 40s, low 50s. And Thursday looks like a pretty wet day. This, to me, seems like the wettest day of the next 7 because then we're just looking at a few showery days there. Friday, maybe Saturday, Sunday, New Year's Day looks mainly dry, and then we're back to more of a showery pattern as we start the next week. Anna?